Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech Python video. In this video we're going to look a little bit at PyCharm, and I'm going to give you a little bonus of a Jupyter Notebook. But PyCharm is the IDE that for this series of videos we're going to be using, and I already have a project open in PyCharm open. Since I'm working out of Windows, we've got the standard Windows menus. I can create new projects, new files within a project. I can open an existing project. I can run a program that I've written. So I've got this one already done, this very simple one called Assignment 1. If I run it, I will see down at the bottom, it's asked me to enter my name, and that's not the one that was showing on the screen, but I can type a name. And it said enter your number, and then it processed that. If I increase the size of these a little bit, I can see that it asked me for the name and number, and it outputs some information. And if I want to look at that code, I can click on that, and here's that assignment, or Assignment 1 I called it. And it has some inputs, has some print statements, and we'll talk about all that. It is color-coded so that I can see my syntax, and it's got some warnings here, little squigglies, and that's intentional as we go through and talk about where you should and shouldn't put spaces. But that's my basic development environment. Again, I can run the program. I have tools for debugging it that we'll look at later, and other tools, so there's a lot of things I can do here when I'm working in PyCharm, and that's where we're going to work. And rather than have a tutorial just on PyCharm, as we go through and need a feature of PyCharm, we'll go in and look at that. As a little bonus, there's something else you can install, and it is called a Jupyter Notebook. It runs out of a browser. It does run Python in the background, so you can run the browser. But this was designed really for data science. And what you can do is you can enter Python commands. Then when you want to, you can come up here and you can tell it to run that command, and it'll show you the output. Again, one command at a time. And once again, when I run it, I can run those. I can actually go back and clear these and rerun them and see my outputs. The Jupyter Notebook is also a nice way of testing programs and testing code, because you can do snippets of code, but you can run the entire series or notebook as well. And it's a nice handy tool for testing, as well as the idle was or the command prompt. But just be aware that it is available, and you can download it and install it. If you're doing it from Windows, you want to install or Google Anaconda Python, and you'll be able to install the Jupyter Notebook. It will work. You can install it from languages other than Python as well. Okay, the other thing I do want to mention that I didn't mention before is for this series of videos we will be using Python 3. There are some differences between 2 and 3, and probably the most notable for most of the series of videos will be in the print statement. The style that we'll be using for print is the Python 3 style of print rather than the Python 2 style. That Python 2 style has been deprecated, so just be aware that if you are running Python 2, some things may not work, and you may have to go look at the documentation and find out why it is they're not working. Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.